welcome to episode 3 of whatever's going on here. Rebuilding all this shit. Get keen because I have a lot of energy and hoping this video is going to turn out somewhat decent. So the plan in this one will be, obviously if you watched the other one you saw that I got the head off and opened all this stuff. I did find a little bit of scoring in cylinder 2, so I think the rings might be shot in that cylinder, which would make sense because there's no compression in that cylinder. So we may have found our problem, which is good, but bad. Don't mind my light just freaking out. Yeah, good but bad. Good because we know what's going on. Bad because, well, that costs money. So this video just stripping everything off, getting the sump off, and then we're going to be cracking into the bottom end, getting these pistons out so we can actually see the rings, get the rods out, just see what's in this motor because it looks to be that there are some decent parts that might be able to be reused, which would be good. So yeah, without further ado, let's just keep cracking into this thing. I've already done a little bit, but I got a time lapse, so you'll see that in a minute. But yeah. Let's get into it, see what we're working with once again.
Gabriel Dominic Money Beats.
So I'm pretty sure I was a big idiot and didn't even drain the oil before I started doing this. Let me just put this bucket here. Yeah, because this just keeps leaking. So unless I did and there's just still oil in there, I don't know, but we're about to find out, that's for sure. Go. Oh, I did leave oil in it. Look at me go. I definitely drained it at some point, but obviously not all of it. My bad. Oh well. It's out now. Now we can pull this sump off. I would assume that there's still oil in there, but pretty much that's all that's left to do before we can start taking all the internals out. This side's stripped down. This side's stripped down. All the rear is still on it because I can't get to that yet, but I'll get to that after we take the sump off. This is what I was going to show you guys. Probably won't be able to see it, but right below my finger there. I can't get it to focus. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it. That score there. I would assume that that's from the rings. Haven't seen any more like that in any other cylinders, but I also haven't rotated it to get these down because they're coming out anyway, so we will see that soon. So, gonna let that drain. Focus. There we go. I'm just gonna let that drain for a second. Suspect this easy at all.
Gabriel Dominic Money Beats.
So got the sump off and spun the motor upside down so we can see what's going on. We definitely hit the jackpot with this one with parts that are already inside it. Fingers crossed a majority of it can be used. But I punched in the serial numbers from the pistons and they're CP pistons, which is good. So hopefully they're still in good nick. The tops look okay. I haven't really cleaned them off, but it didn't look like there's any detonation or anything funny on them. The rods, I am not sure what they are, but they're definitely something good because, well, they just don't look stock. They're definitely not stock, trust me. You'll see in a minute. So just gonna take some cool videos of all this. Probably not gonna do any more tonight because I need to clean up and get this place back in order. And I don't want to bite off too much. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So this is where we're leaving it for today. I'll give you a quick look at how the engine's looking at the moment, and then we'll jump back into it tomorrow. Okay, so I'm not really sure where I'm up to footage-wise with what I'm up to. I don't know where my words went. I don't know where I'm up to with footage of what I've filmed. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown of what I'm up to at the moment. Still got the girdle on there. Pretty much the whole bottom end's still together. So the plan is to just pull it all apart, like we've been doing with everything else. So I'm gonna pull the girdle off, pull the oil pump off, and then start getting into pulling the pistons out. And then once those are out, then I can pull the crank out, and once that's out, I think that'll be everything out of the bottom end. So that'll be mint. Then we can send the block off to get bored or honed or whatever needs to be done with it, machined. Start pulling the head actually apart because at the moment I've just pulled it off. And then yeah, we can start getting into putting some nice parts into it. So yeah, let's start pulling it apart. Okay, so I stopped recording there because I was getting frustrated. The cap just wouldn't come off the rod, but I just put the 2 bolts back in the cap slightly and then just gave them a little tap, which managed to split them apart. So here's piston 1. There you go, there's the rods that we had in it, and pistons RCP. So the rings and everything look okay in this one. I am aware that the rings would compress, but they still look to be gapped fairly large. So just marked that one, cylinder 1, in that direction. So we'll just leave that one there for the moment. And then we will move to the other ones. So this is the one that I'm a bit worried about, so that's the next one we'll take out. So we'll just get that one out real quick and see how that one looks.
Money beats.
Not sure exactly what's causing the issue then, because we were assuming that one of the rings was bad, but it's not looking like that. All the pistons out, they're just laid out on the bench over there. All of the rings look fine on them, so now I'm again left here wondering what's actually wrong with this motor, because it had low compression in cylinder 2, but nothing's really showing any obvious signs of why that would be. But yeah, rings look fine on the pistons. Block looks okay. There was scoring in cylinder 2. I'm just going to flip it back over now that all the pistons are out so I can get a better look. But yeah, I'll give you guys a look at that, and you guys will have a look at the pistons, and then that'll be pretty much it for today. And then all that's left for this bottom end is to pull the girdle off and pull the crank out, and the oil pump and the rear main housing, that sort of stuff, but that's all easy. The major part of it's all done now pretty much. I'm still leaning towards something in the head, something going wrong in the head. There's probably something up there. I'm not worried about pulling apart the bottom end, even if there's nothing wrong with it, because it gives me a chance to just do the bearings. I will definitely get that scoring sorted out in cylinder 2, because that's still a little bit worrying. I'll probably re-ring the pistons anyway, because the gapping was a little bit interesting on them. I'm not super knowledgeable, but they looked a little bit big. But yeah, other than that, get the crank balanced. There's not a whole lot that I'm going to need to do to this bottom end. There probably is, but yeah. Anyway, I'll show you what we're working with.
Dominic Money Beats.
Cool car, man.
Thanks, bro.
Liam, I think you got locked now.
Very sideways.
Man, this is gonna be able to turn. Where's all your
Got
tires
locked.
already? Did you put the fronts on yet?
Yeah, these are
There's our fronts, yeah.
These are the rears.
And they what?
Have you done the other side yet?
The fronts.
Liam, what are you doing? You've been working on this for days. Weeks. What happened to the 30-minute job?
It turned into weeks.
I see,
Oh,
I
look
see.
at all the shit in there. Looks cool.
Alrighty, so I honestly have no idea what the last clip I filmed was. What I do know is that I didn't film something that would have been cool to film, but we are now left with a bare block. The crank is out, all the bearings are out except for that middle one. I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, the bottom end is completely bare. Just got to clean it, really. And then here's a crank. So the only thing that's left intact is the head, but I'm going to be taking that to a shop to get pressure tested before I pull it apart, so I can get some information on what might actually be wrong with that. But now we can start getting into ordering parts and sending this off to get machined. And then the fun part, putting it all back together. And then the exciting part, we can get to the chassis and paint the bay, paint the exterior,
and do all that fun stuff. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the end of this video, and then the next one will be chassis prep and stuff, because obviously this is going to take probably a couple of weeks, knowing the wait times on everything on the coast at the moment. But I would say that it's going to be a couple of weeks to wait for this to get back from being machined. And then depending on the results that come back for the head, I'm not sure what the plan with that one is. It might need to be rebuilt, might just need a refresh. Yeah, we will wait and see with that. I definitely want to get it ported, so I believe I have to take it all apart to get it ported anyway. So now that I think about that, it's going to have to come apart anyway. But yeah, I want to get the intake and exhaust side ported so we can push some RPMs through this, which will be sick. So today is just going to be a cleaning day. I'm not sure if I'm going to film much of it, but if this is the end of the video, thank you for watching. If it isn't the end of the video, enjoy the rest of the video.